I'm going to walk you through writing a claim, evidence, and reasoning for this question here. And then for the reasoning, which is the most difficult part, I'm going to show you this tool or this graphic organizer that includes sentence starters for reasoning. So I'm going to show you how you can use this to help formulate your reasoning. So in this problem, it says Joe says 3.5 is greater than 13/4. Jane says 3.5 is less than 13/4. They want to know who is correct. And we are going to be using a model for our evidence to show who is correct in this problem. So I'm going to start with my evidence. So what I first did is I created a model. This right here is 1, 2, 3.5. So I labeled it 3.5. And this right here is 13/4. Each of these, you can see the 4 tells me that I'm splitting this up into 4 slices, and I need 13 of these slices that are 1/4 each. Another way of saying that is 13/4 is like saying you need 13 of these. So remember, 1/4 is one of these out of the 4. So 1 out of 4, 1 out of 4. So I need 13 of those. So let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13. So we have 13/4. Now, if you look at these two, the question was who's correct in terms of which one is more. So Joey says that this amount is more, and Jane says that this is more. But when you compare these side by side, you can see that this is 4/4 is the same as a whole. So this and this is identical. These are the same. These are the same. So I just put the arrow right showing the same thing I just explained. Right, that's the same. That's the same. That's the same. So the main thing we got to look at is these last two pieces. Notice this is a 1/2 of a piece. Right, this is half of a circle. And this is only 1/4 of a circle. See, like if I were to use a dotted dots to complete the circle in both cases, you can see this is 1/2 and this is only 1 out of 4. So this one is more than that. Therefore, I know that 3.5 is greater than 13/4. So 3.5 is greater than 13/4. So when I go back to Joey and Jane, you can see Joey is the one who was correct. So to make my claim, I turn the question around. Who is correct? Well, the person that is correct is Joey. So I write down Joey is correct. So notice I turn the question around. Who's correct? Joey is correct. What is he correct about? He's correct that 3.5 is greater than 13/4. And that's my claim. Then again, my evidence is complete. I have my model done. And now my reasoning is simply connecting the evidence to the claim. So link these two. How did this help you figure this answer out? So for the reasoning, I'm going to go back to this document here, and I'm going to figure out what's the best sentence. So think of it like a toolbox. You can just pull from any sentences that will fit the problem that you're working on. So it's not going to be, just plug and play, just take the first one, the second, and third. You have to figure out which sentences are going to be best for the problem you're working on. So it's just an additional tool you can use. It's not going to solve all the problems for you, but again, it should be one step closer to helping you with reasoning. So in this problem, I'm going to choose here that says, the problem asked me to. So simply, I just pull that sentence. The problem asked me to, and then I just add my own words. The problem asked me to determine who is correct. And notice I put beginning, middle, and end, because most of these statements kind of go with what you start off with. Most of these are going to be things you go in the middle of your argument or reasoning. And then the ending statements are going to be pretty much things you would use towards the end of your reasoning. So that's why I organize it beginning, middle, and end. So after looking at these sentence starters, I knew I had to blank because blank. So using the sentence starter, I put down I knew I had to, and then I put my own words. Use a model, which is what I did here. I knew I had to use a model to show 3.5 and 13/4. So here's my 3.5 that I showed, and here's my 13/4 that I showed. And I go towards my ending statements, and I'm going to use this one here. Once I blank, I realized that blank. So you can see here, once I drew the model, I realized that 3.5 is more than 13/4. So again, notice that I'm basically showing you how this helped me come up with my answer, my claim. Joey is correct that 3.5 is greater than 13/4. Right? This model helped me realize that because once I drew the model, right? Once I showed the model for each of these fractions, I was able to see 3.5 is more than 13/4. So again, my reasoning is helping me link the evidence to my claim.